Good evening, everyone. This is Sean, back with some Shadow Secrets Oracle reading. And this is a reading that I did for Sekhmet, for the guidance of Sekhmet, and to draw her guidance in for myself on a specific issue. And it was just such a powerful message. And I was discussing it with a friend, and they identified with it as well. So I figured, in the spirit of sharing, as I've been doing, that it was worth sharing the message here as well. I have cleared the space, and I have been meditating this afternoon again and doing some specific Sekhmet meditations. If you're not familiar, Sekhmet is one of the oldest and most powerful of energies. She is a warrior and fiercest of all goddesses. She, you can find her likeness in many ancient Egyptian artifacts. And she has a lioness head. She has a sun disk crown that has the serpent on the front of it, which is a cobra, which is just reminiscent of the cobra energy that I've been working off of for the last couple of days. Also, interestingly, when you get into the cobra symbolism in ancient Egypt, it actually goes back to a serpent goddess, whereas mine is being focused on a male energy. But I have been meditating on Sekhmet all day. When I did the reading yesterday, it was specifically in relation to an issue that I dealt with personally, that I gave up to her some months ago. So it was really a very difficult time for me, and it just naturally popped into my awareness that I should offer that burden at that time up to Sekhmet, and that's what I did. And I never have really gotten that much into it until now, to honor her and kind of go back to her and explore, why did I even call her up and ask for her assistance in that matter. And it's just been something that's weighing on my mind, and it is a blockage for me moving forward. So that's how I got into this reading anyways. So it's about blockages, and in a general sense, for anyone to apply it to themselves, it's about a blockage that you kind of keep coming back to, that brings you down and brings you sorrow. So this reading got kind of complicated, and I was kind of just going off of instinct. There was no Sekhmet tarot reading to reference, so I started with a general clarity card reading and kind of went from there, and this is what I got, and it came out pretty interesting. So just, go with me here. The first card that I got was the Ten of Wands, and it's specifically talking about a negative situation that burdens you, which is exactly what I was doing the reading about. And she was basically saying here, and when I get into the reading, when you get into the energy of Sekhmet and you study her symbolism and her powers that are attributed to her, I found that, one of her powers is actually the ability to disintegrate the subtle body so that there is no afterlife. And that was very significant to me in relation to my particular inquiry. So with this, I really feel like she was telling me, you know what, you already gave this up to me. I got this. You keep coming back to this, and it's telling the universe that you're choosing a path of negativity. This is over with. This is done. It's been disintegrated. You need to just move on from it. The next card I got, clarifying that card for me, is the Son of Pentacles. And in an earthly way, you know, saying, she's sort of gently trying to say here, you have a good heart and you're honest and genuine, but you're being stubborn, and you're being stubborn about the wrong things. And it's going to manifest in earthly ways that you don't really desire. So, it's a strong message from her to move on. And if you keep coming back to look at this burden, and keep coming back to look at it, and keep coming back to look at it, you're just choosing a path of negativity on purpose, and you're being stubborn about it. So the path that she suggests we walk is one of determination and abundance. This is all the chakra energy represented, all the different colors of the energies here moving forward on a determined path. So it's about focusing our efforts and our energies in a positive direction, which is already what we've been trying to do, setting new moon intentions. And so this is like refocus, you know, don't be stubborn about these things that you've already laid down and you know are burdens. If you are going to continue on that path, then you're consciously choosing a path of negativity when you need to be directing your energy towards positive things, and really taking the time to direct your mind and examine your thoughts. And we've gotten this card before in some of the other spreads about directing our energy in a positive way, and to really be mindful of the quality and tone of our inner thoughts and how we talk to ourselves, and really curbing and calling ourselves out on our own negativity and how we treat ourselves. So we have to be nice to ourselves too, and make sure that we're taking care of our bodies and our minds. So this is the path that she wants us to be on, and not to be stubborn, and not to continue to come back and look at this burden that we already left behind. So she really wants us to know that whatever that burden is that you're laying down, she's going to take care of it. And higher powers than you are going to transmute that energy. That's not your job. And it's not your job to fix that energy. It's your job to lay it down, to forgive, to move forward, and focus your energy into positive directions. So down here we've got what we've been, what we've become, and what will be. And I've got the Daughter of Pentacles here. So we had the Sun, we got the Daughter. So moving out of that kind of stubborn energy, and what we've been is behind the scenes, lots of potential, lots of good energy. We're full of strength and potential here. And we're kind of behind the scenes, kind of growing and waiting. We're in an immature phase here, and we're sort of sitting on our power in a sense. And in the Magician, what we've become is we have all of our tools. We're ready to move forward. We need to take action. That's what it's saying about what we will be. We will be dried up and nothing if we don't escape out of this victim mentality where we see obstacles and threats on all sides and no way out. So if we don't pull ourselves out of that with our own actions, because we have all the tools that we need, we will dry up and become nothing. We'll be malnourished and in all kinds of ways, physically, spiritually, whatever, and you're just not going to manifest into what you need to be to fly up above all the entanglements. So we have the tools, we are the magician, and we need to take action. So we need to be ready when that opportunity presents itself, and maybe we need to be creating our own opportunities. What's crossing the magician is the 6 of Pentacles, and it's about harvest and opportunity. And just, like if you leave tomatoes on the vine, they're going to rot and fall into the ground and be wasted. So you have to harvest your harvest. You can't just, let them sit there. You have to take the action to accept the bounty that you've been given. And if we take the route of the magician and act using the tools that we have, then we can get to that abundance. If we don't act, we're going to be like this butterfly that never opens its wings. So prosperity crosses the magician when we're, thinking about taking purposeful action towards positive intentions. And laying those burdens down specifically. It was like, stop looking back. Just stop. And you need to pull yourself out of this, take positive action, and you will be prosperous. And that we should also be generous and accept help. So then I was just compelled to continue to keep pulling cards. And these amazing cards just kept coming out. And I ended up getting a sun and moon here. So it's like we have the seen and the unseen. We have the 2 pillars of the goddess. When you look at the high priestess, she's sitting between 2 pillars and there's a veil. And it's about reconciling those opposites and finding balance. Sekhmet is a protector of Maat. Maat is the Egyptian goddess of balance. And one of the most prevalent myths about Sekhmet is about the destruction of humanity, where there's many different kind of versions of the tale, but basically she comes to destroy humans because they've disrespected the laws of balance, and she basically can't be stopped. So the god, I believe it's Ra, the sun god, actually wants to keep the humans around, so he decides to outsmart Sekhmet. Basically, he gets her drunk by pouring mead, I think, or beer all over the field, and she ends up thinking it's blood, and she drinks herself silly and then falls asleep. And as the story goes, humankind is saved. So she is a goddess of reconciling opposites, and she's a goddess of destruction and of giving life, and she was celebrated that way. So she's given us the sun and the moon here. We got the Lovers and the Sun and the Father of Pentacles. Now, this could be a true, actual offer of love moving towards great abundance. It's also a mental journey of reconciling opposite energies in yourself so that you can become one with the all. And this could be an earthly relationship being manifested by a very practical person that's interested in, devoting themselves to beautiful home life. But it could also, again, be you cultivating that relationship for yourself, reconciling those opposites, becoming one, and a feeling of oneness with the universe around you, the world around you, and making it comfortable for yourself. So this could be, an actual relationship outside of yourself, but I believe it's about cultivating that relationship for yourself. And recognizing those emotions that are making you feel fragmented, and really working on that within yourself to be able to find wholeness and a sense of home in this realm and balance. And in a more romantic way, real offers of love coming in to grow together and actually create this world of abundance is also a big, big possibility for many of us. But I don't want anyone to feel disheartened if they don't see that manifesting in another person, because this energy is something that needs to be also within yourself so that you can be the best vessel of love that you can be and make yourself comfortable in this realm, without any outside input. The moon being the unseen part of things, we get the high priestess, who is presiding over things unseen and also a reconciler of opposites. And then we have the offer of love. But we have the hermit. So to me, again, this is really mastery of self. It's the magician finding mastery over self and reconciling the mind. So, this could very well be a physical offer of love in the real world, but it could also be about manifesting your love for the world into the world in a very real, practical way that provides you a sense of unity and connection with the all. And this is, to me, a real powerful high priestess love connection also, but it's also about going within. And this is a reconciler of opposites too, where you're isolated, but you're still shining this bright light for everyone to see. So even though you're isolated hermit, you're providing this light for so many people. And so many people can see you, and they're going to vibrate higher because they see your light. And so that self-love is also very important, and an offer that you need to make to yourself. So whether these are relationships outside of ourselves or relationships within ourselves, she's telling us to lay down our burdens, stop looking back, focus on paths toward productivity and positivity. You have all the tools you need. You have strength. You've been working behind the scenes to put yourself into a place of balance. You have all the things you need. You need to take action. If you just keep hanging on the vine here, you're going to die. You need to harvest your bounty. Accept it. Claim your destiny. And move in balance toward the highest good that you aspire to in a practical way that you can manifest into the world in balance, providing you the comfort that you desire in this world, because that is your birthright, to be comfortable here, and pleasure is our birthright here. We're reconciling the mind and thoughts of the mind, mastery over the self, and it's about love. And to me, this has all these readings have been about love and generating a higher vibration from my heart space. So to get the Lovers and the Two of Cups again, I got these both in readings yesterday or the day before, in my inquiries about these same type of sentiments. So to see the recurring themes in these major arcana cards, to me, is just really empowering, and I hope it makes sense to some of you also. So on the bottom of the deck was the Wheel of Fortune, and it's a reminder that the eye is upon you. Eye of fortune, the eye of destiny, the eye of the sun god, in the case of Sekhmet. And so all these occurrences and themes are playing out when the Wheel of Fortune shows up. Things are happening to bring you closer to your life purpose. And a reminder with the Judgment card popped out to not forget the base of the reading and lay your judgments down about yourself and others, and stop looking back on these burdens that you've already put down. She's taken care of it. They're dissolved. There's no more burden. There's no more blame. It's time to move on from it and stop being stubborn about it and looking back, trying to find some different end to the story. One, two, three, dear. We're going to move forward with positive intention, be the magician, and collect your abundance. So I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. I really got a lot out of it. I hope it came through clearly. And I'm going to go ahead and clear the cards now. Thank you, Sekhmet. And kind of mantra that I came up with to remind myself of laying this burden down and not coming back to it again was, I do not look back. I only honor the gates that I've passed through. I do not look back. I only honor the gateways that I have passed through. I do not look back. I only honor the gateways that I have passed through. And so it is. I really like my little bell. It is a crude bell, kind of, to be short. There are many different bells you can get that are going to ring at different tones. I find this one to be useful. But there are many more fancier bells that you can get for your altar. I'm going to light some incense now, and I'm just going to do a quick clarity spread for today. Just a general clarity spread for today. With a clear heart, moving forward, stepping out of our comfort zone, thankful, so thankful and gracious for the advice of the most powerful and most gracious Sekhmet, who has taken our burdens and disintegrated them, that we might walk freely, able to vibe high and be a clear vessel for opportunities that are coming our way that reflect our highest good. So we get the Two of Cups again, clarifying today's energy. And again, it's about solid connection coming at us, an offer of love, even realistically, and we're going to just draw 3 clarifying cards. Wow. Everything's just been so positive. Thank you. So we know that the Two of Cups is a theme we can't seem to escape. No matter how hard we try, this Two of Cups and love connection keeps coming out. Not that we're trying to get away from it. Like I said, all these readings to me have been about clearing past energies and being able to connect with that heart space. When I started doing my meditations and doing my heart chakra meditations, that was like the hardest one for me. And I've been getting stronger and stronger at it. So this is just the birth of a new connection and opening that heart space. And it could be a new connection with the world outside of you, or actual connections with people or a person. And I like to just do, what has been, what is, and what will become. And we get the Chariot. This was the inner warrior that we were cultivating in a reading past as well. So we've been cultivating our inner warrior and focusing on that chariot inside of us that's going to move us forward to our highest good. The more focused and clear your mind, the easier it's going to be to receive those messages and propel yourself forward in that positive way. So this is about our confidence, our will, our movement forward, and being courageous. And so just keep that in your mind of abundance. Going back to what would a sorcerer or a sorceress do even. Keep that vision of abundance in your mind, of riding in that chariot towards your goals, like prosperous. When you imagine a moment of your life when you were really in your zone, like you had what you wanted and you were in the sunshine, on the beach, or whatever it is that brings you joy. So keep that in your mind, and the easier it will be to get to new successes. That's how magic works, right? With a fixed gaze, you'll be headed toward all you dream of. Beautiful. And then what has been, what has become, and what will be. We've got the Two of Pentacles, which came out in a previous reading also. So a lot of repeating energy. We're still on this prosperous path of manifestation towards the full moon. This is balance and change. Inevitable change coming at us still that we're, unable to really do anything about, even if we wanted to. And it is related to the earthly realm and possessions, financial situations, jobs, home life, telling us not to fear change. It needs to happen, and to face it with grace. Keeping that vision of abundance in mind. And what will be? We get the 8 of Wands. And the 8 of Wands is a card of movement and change. It's a card, again, the Wands are dealing with the mind and more intellectual realms, spiritual realms. This is a lightning strike. There's going to be news, change, or clarity in an unresolved situation. We may receive some surprising news that shifts the direction of things. So just be ready when the opportunity arises. Going back to the reading that we just had out with the Sekhmet reading about being the magician, having all your tools, and being ready to pounce. Or seeing your opportunity and going ahead and jumping after it. Because we can't just keep hanging around waiting, or we're going to dry up on the line. So that change and that clarification is coming. And underlying it all is love and the heart space again. So just always go back to that and keep that vision of your highest achievements in mind as we approach this change. Blessed be. Take it easy out there.